50 Ielts vocabulary words. Topic: School. B1, B2, C1 level.
Pupil. Pupil.
The pupil answered the teacher's question. The pupil answered the teacher's question.
Curriculum. Curriculum.
The curriculum includes both science and literature. The curriculum includes both science and literature.
Tuition. Tuition.
Tuition fees have increased this year. Tuition fees have increased this year.
Scholarship. Scholarship.
She received a scholarship to study abroad. She received a scholarship to study abroad.
Lecture. Lecture.
The professor gave an interesting lecture on history. The professor gave an interesting lecture on history.
Discipline. Discipline.
Good discipline is essential in the classroom. Good discipline is essential in the classroom.
Subject. Subject.
My favorite subject is mathematics. My favorite subject is mathematics.
Assessment. Assessment.
Continuous assessment is used instead of final exams. Continuous assessment is used instead of final exams.
Term. Term.
The first term ends in December. The first term ends in December.
Semester. Semester.
We start a new semester next month. We start a new semester next month. Enroll. Enroll.
I decided to enroll in a computer course. I decided to enroll in a computer course.
Revise. Revise.
She revised the lesson before the test. She revised the lesson before the test.
Graduate. Graduate.
He graduated from university last year. He graduated from university last year.
Compulsory. Compulsory.
In many countries, education is compulsory until age 16. In many countries, education is compulsory until age 16.
Optional. Optional.
Art is an optional subject in our school. Art is an optional subject in our school.
Secondary school. Secondary school.
She teaches at a local secondary school. She teaches at a local secondary school.
Primary school. Primary school.
He started primary school at the age of 6. He started primary school at the age of 6.
Principal. Principal.
The principal welcomed the new students. The principal welcomed the new students.
Assignment. Assignment.
The teacher gave us a writing assignment. The teacher gave us a writing assignment.
Exam. Exam.
I have a math exam tomorrow. I have a math exam tomorrow.
Fail. Fail.
He failed the test because he didn't study. He failed the test because he didn't study.
Pass. Pass.
She passed all her exams with good marks. She passed all her exams with good marks.
Textbook. Textbook.
You must bring your textbook to every class. You must bring your textbook to every class.
backpack, backpack,
His backpack is full of books. His backpack is full of books.
detention, detention,
He got detention for being late. He got detention for being late.
extracurricular, extracurricular,
She joined several extracurricular activities. She joined several extracurricular activities.
attendance, attendance,
His attendance has improved this term. His attendance has improved this term.
literacy, literacy,
Literacy is a key goal of primary education. Literacy is a key goal of primary education.
numeracy, numeracy,
Teachers are focusing more on numeracy skills. Teachers are focusing more on numeracy skills.
border, border,
He is a boarder at a private school. He is a boarder at a private school.
deadline, deadline,
I have a project deadline on Friday. I have a project deadline on Friday.
mentor, mentor,
My teacher is also my mentor. My teacher is also my mentor.
Vocational training. Vocational training.
He chose vocational training instead of university. He chose vocational training instead of university.
lecture hall, lecture hall,
Hundreds of students sat in the lecture hall. Hundreds of students sat in the lecture hall.
interactive, interactive,
The course uses interactive learning materials. The course uses interactive learning materials.
Critical thinking. Critical thinking.
Schools now emphasize critical thinking skills. Schools now emphasize critical thinking skills.
Gap year. Gap year.
She took a gap year before entering college. She took a gap year before entering college.
Module. Module.
This module focuses on academic writing. This module focuses on academic writing.
Placement test. Placement test.
You must take a placement test before starting the course. You must take a placement test before starting the course.
Tutor. Tutor.
I met with my tutor to discuss the assignment. I met with my tutor to discuss the assignment.
Academic. Academic.
Academic success requires discipline and focus. Academic success requires discipline and focus.
Plagiarism. Plagiarism.
Plagiarism is a serious academic offense. Plagiarism is a serious academic offense.
Specialize. Specialize.
He specializes in biology education. He specializes in biology education.
Resource. Resource.
The library is a valuable resource for students. The library is a valuable resource for students.
Syllabus. Syllabus.
The syllabus includes 4 major topics. The syllabus includes 4 major topics.
Dropout. Dropout.
He became successful despite being a school dropout. He became successful despite being a school dropout. Lecture notes. Lecture notes.
I always review my lecture notes before exams. I always review my lecture notes before exams.
Peer. Peer.
Peer support can improve learning outcomes. Peer support can improve learning outcomes. Learning environment. Learning environment. A safe learning environment is essential for students. A safe learning environment is essential for students.
Educational system. Educational system. Finland has a very effective educational system. Finland has a very effective educational system.
Practice.
Exercise 1. Match each word on the left with the correct definition on the right. Scholarship. Financial aid given for study. Plagiarism. Copying someone's work without permission. Syllabus. A list of topics for a course. Tuition. Money paid for instruction. Principal. The head of a school. Exercise 2. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the words from the list. She received a scholarship to study at Oxford University. Attendance is compulsory until the age of 16 in many countries. My mentor gave me useful advice on my research project. If you are late to class repeatedly, you may get detention. This course focuses on developing critical thinking skills. Exercise 3. Translate these sentences into English using the correct word from the list. He failed the test because he didn't study. My favorite subject is mathematics. They have built a safe learning environment for students. He chose vocational training instead of university. The final exam will take place next week. Exercise 4. Choose the best answer. Which word means money paid for instruction at a school or university? Which word describes the head of a school? Which word means copying someone's work without permission? Which word means a list of topics covered in a course? Which adjective means required by law or rule? Which noun means a student who lives at school during term? Which phrase means a year taken off between school and university? Which word describes a person who gives advice and guidance to a less experienced person? Which word means the ability to read and write? Which noun means a safe place where students study?